He's powerful and wonderful. Or as my people say, wonderful. Oh, it's a beautiful day knowing that you have a God behind you, and I'm sure you're driving filled with that confidence, ready to face your day. This is a Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. In 27 minutes, it will be 7 a.m. And we're about to have the news review brought to you by Interplast. Wherever you are, we make sure water reaches you even in space. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Enterprise Life on-time claims payments. Enterprise, your advantage. Now, are you tired of using a garden hose to water your lawn every time? Are you tired of your brown lawn? Stay green with InGreen. Enjoy 25% discount on all automatic lawn irrigation materials from April to June 2019. Call us now on 0302-819-000. InGreen is another quality solution from Interplast, and with Interplast, wherever you are, we make sure water reaches you, even in space. Good morning, Malik Abbas. Good morning, everyone. Why are you people laughing? Why are you people laughing?
It's a wonderful morning.
Very wonderful. Very wonderful. Daniel Dazi prayed for to marry.
Oh, you people. Malik.
Prayed for to marry.
Malik.
Declaration. An announcement has been made that Daniel Dazi is available.
No, you see.
And a prayer has been made by a powerful man of God.
Pastor Kojo Frimpong, I must say that I'm really blessed that Pastor Kojo Frimpong would pray for me on his 10th wedding anniversary.
The prayer there, you need it.
Malik, what are you trying to say? You see, you were being very nice. What are you trying to say? Okay, it's okay. Do front pages. We'll listen to anything again.
Let's start with the Chronicle newspaper. Suspects in name of Osu Ampofu in grand scheme designed to cause fear and panic in the country, say police. Council orders forensic audit into accounts of Takoradi Technical University, and KJTR stores owners are only tenants. That's a committee saying. And Gaming Commission must stop minors from betting. Those are the stories on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper.
The Business Finder is reporting this morning abuse at banking institutions agency to customers and help them in critical conditions. Now, there is also a group, 3 groups actually, who are crying over unfair trade practices on the front page of the Business Finder. The last one saying banks, their profit is actually been soaring by some 31.5%. Good news in a very long while.
The New Crusading Guide newspaper, Guzin Ampofu hot again. Police invite him over market fires and kidnapping. Invest in farmers to boost economic growth. That's Tivala boss urging government. Make no claim for unexpected projects. We reviewed this story yesterday in one of the newspapers. So those are the stories on the front page of the New Crusading Guide newspaper.
Let me stay with the guides. This time around to the Daily Guide. Now, voter secessionists charged with treason. There's Ofosu Ampofu invited again over fires and kidnap. And there's one about fake Chinese doctors grabbed, and they are on the front page of the paper too. There's BNI is getting a new deputy director, and ex-SNIT boss. I don't want to stand trial. That's also on the front page of the Daily Guide.
The Daily Statesman newspaper, the scandal of child labor on Lake Volta, $230 million budget to revamp railways, 30 new locomotives, more coaches coming, kidnap, arson, suspects name of Osu Ampofu. CID cites allegations of grand scheme to cause fear and panic.
Now, the graphic show businessman newspaper, negative prophecies better than positive ones, is according to Prophet Nigel Gazy. Now, also on the front page of the paper is no Ghanaian artist makes money from just music. This is Ghanaian musician EL on the front page of that particular showbiz paper.
The Daily Graphic newspaper, I have my last paper, big boost for rail sector. We have done this. Ogwa launches 2019 Fetu Afashe. Isiakwa Salvation Army School closed over teacher's death. Operationalize ROPA in 12 months. That's a court ordering the Electoral Commission, Ghana's elections governing body. Back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Hearts, liberty in stalemate. Bechem hold Kotoko in Kumasi, and Chelsea 11 Wonders split points.
Now, the Ghanaian Times is the very last part I have before me today. The UN president arrives in Accra for 4-day official visit, and the Council for Foreign Relations will be hosting the wonderful woman. And there's also one. Police grab 81 secessionists to avert demonstration for release of Homeland Study Group leaders. That's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times too.
81 secessionists.
More people are coming up.
I'll come to you shortly in this one. But Malik, it seems like
that's our own brand of Gazette, right?
Yes,
Brexit and Gazette. They want to exit Ghana.
Creative Malik. I love your mind. Anyway, Mr. Ofosu-Ampofo, it seems he's in trouble. Oh.
Yes. The national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, the main opposition party, is in trouble again. Is he even in trouble? Because the spokesperson of the NDC says he will not honor an invitation extended to him by the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service to report to them and assist with investigations. What is the problem here? The CID believes that Mr. Ampofo is alleged to have been involved in kidnappings and the recent fires that happened in Kumasi over the market. You know, within the space of 1 week, you had all these fires at Asafo Market and the Central Market there in Kumasi. And you know that this is not the first time.
I remember we counted 4, like in a matter of days.
Yes, in a matter of days. And you know that this is not the first time we are being told that market fires are as a result of arson. Yeah. You know, at some point we had to bring foreigners to help with the investigations.
It didn't go anywhere.
And we never saw the report. But the CID says that a suspect they picked has cited Mr. Ampofo as one of the persons who knows something about the happenings in this town. You know that kidnappings have become a major matter for discussion and a major issue for security. They say their suspect is naming Mr. Ofosu-Ampofo in respect of this and as the fires as well. So they've written to him, inviting him to report. In fact, the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service, and I'm quoting their letter, has commenced investigations into cases of kidnapping and the fire outbreaks in various parts of the country. Intelligence gathered indicate that some of these kidnappings and fire outbreaks are being orchestrated by various unidentified groups and persons and individuals. Some of the persons picked up for interrogation and investigation have mentioned your name, Mr. Ofosu-Ampofo's name, as part of a grand scheme designed to cause fear and panic in the country. As a result of the above information and intelligence, you are kindly requested to report to the undersigned on Thursday, May 9th at 2 p.m. to assist investigation. The NDC says they have kindly turned down this invitation to kindly report. The National Communications Officer of the NDC, our friend Sami Jamfi, told Evans Mensah on News 90 yesterday that he will not honor the investigation. The NDC believes that these are trumped up. Yes, that these are trumped up, concocted allegations designed by the Criminal Investigations Department of the police to harass and intimidate their national chairman, and so he will not submit to this invitation. You know that he already is having trouble with the police because of that leaked audio tape which was attributed to him, in which he said things to the effect that they will take the Electoral Commission chairperson to the cleaners and he will for the first time endorse insults on the chairman of the National Peace Council. He was invited by the police in respect of that. They took his statement. He's brought before court and charged with conspiracy to cause harm and assault against a public officer alongside. And he's standing trial alongside the Deputy Communications Director of the NDC.
All right.
But in respect of this, they say they won't go to court.
Malik,
they won't go to the police.
So what does this then mean for the investigation if he decides not to go?
The police will exercise a right to arrest him if they so wish. They can, because what Sami Jamfi said yesterday was that they are not interested in helping the police to do their investigation.
So that means
they have no legal obligation to do this. But the police can arrest him if they so wish, and then they can interrogate him and seek to get information from him that can assist their investigation.
Just like they've arrested the 81 secessionists?
So we did know of 8 who were put before court and charged yesterday for treason, but the police yesterday, whilst the court case was ongoing, was also looking for more people. This is because there's some messages that was going around to specific people, and 81 of them had gathered, preparing for a press conference, seeking the release of their messiahs in the name of the freedom fighters who are leading the separation the separation movement from the state Ghana of Western Togoland. Indeed, they believe that when the plebiscite happened in 1956, even though the overwhelming population within the area said they wanted to remain in Ghana and be unionized with Ghana, they don't think that that reflected the views of all. If you check the results, it suggested that a section, especially those in the Ho and the Pando areas, voted for separation. And it was the decision of the then UK Commissioner for the plebiscite that you cannot have such a small grouping being separated. It was not in their interest. So add them to the larger grouping of Ghana. The people say this is not being done right. There's also a bigger problem with how the addition was even done since the plebiscite happened in 1956. So since then they've been agitating, and virtually every year they've been making some complaints in that direction.
It seems this time round, though, the police are taking them seriously.
Very, very seriously. No, we've charged them before. In 2017, we did charge them, but I mean, we just draw the charges and caution them and let them go.
Apparently, what happened was that we took them to a circuit court and they dropped the case because the circuit court did not have the jurisdiction
to deal with the
it was the wrong forum.
Yes.
Exactly. So this time round, they are in the right forum.
Okay, so the understanding here is that the people are standing trial in court, and the 81 have been arrested to also make sure that they don't cause any kind of a problem to the peace in the particular areas that they are. Now, today, May 9th would have been the day that the declaration of the independence will be done. And check, every other time when they get close to the day, that's when we actually scatter their plans. But they would have declared it today. And it was important to make sure that they don't allow them to gather, do press conferences, and cause some disturbance wherever they are. So the independence did not happen.
Unfortunate for them, but fortunate for us as a country, our laws are being protected. So we are following this case keenly. But another case that we've been following, Malik, is this Isiakwa Salvation Army School.
Yes. You know, yesterday I told you about the head teacher in that school who was beaten by some 6 students of the school. 4 of them are in detention now. By the courts remanded them, and they are in police custody. The 2 are still on the run. The police have not found them yet. But the Daily Graphic is reporting that the Salvation Army Basic School at Isiakwa in the Eastern Region has now been closed down following the assault on the head teacher there, George Somua Busompem, who unfortunately died at the St. Joseph Hospital in Koforidua. Now, the education authorities there say they are going to go on a demonstration because the teachers in this school do not feel safe, even though the school has been closed down. And the school is actually one of 4 public schools in the community there, in the Isiakwa community. Now that has been closed, and there are 3 others which are operating, but the teachers there say they don't feel safe. So the Eastern Regional Minister in the area, Mr. Eric Kwachi, went to the school. He gave assurances to the people that the educational authorities and the security agencies there will do all that they can to ensure that there is peace and quiet and the people are safe. Nonetheless, the Akim Municipal Conference Heads of Basic Schools has given a letter to the Kibi Divisional Police Command indicating that they want to engage in a peaceful march to demand that the people who serve in the community, they have a right to serve in peace and to not be assaulted by anyone.
All right, then. Let's move from the subject. And Raymond, I'm coming back to you.
Yes, education is the next important issue on the agenda. Still staying with this particular school matter. But this time around, there's some good news for teachers who decided to stay and teach and train more people in the various schools. There's SHS level. You know that as part of the plan, government brought in some teacher motivation money. Now, they are now revising the plan on distribution. First, they were saying that the non-teaching staff and teaching staff were going to get equally very huge, substantial portions. Okay. But now, 80% is going to the teaching staff. That's according to the new plan. 80%. This is to make sure that those who stay and teach the kids actually get to be motivated to do it and do it properly. Now, look at how they are going to even disburse the 80%. 60% will be the base rate to all teachers of SHS1 to SHS3, whereas the rest 20% will be given to the teachers based on approved total instructional hours per week during the intervention period. So this is how it's going to go. Now, the 20% out of the 80% will be disbursed according to this plan. Headmasters and head teachers, assistants and heads of departments, senior headmasters and mistress, housemasters, equally following up, and form masters will also be getting that. So the concentration is not on the head teachers and other staff, but rather the people who are truly teaching the students. Not some of the teachers complained that some of this motivation was not coming in the way it was supposed to come because it was part of the bigger plan. And some of them even threatened that they're going to make sure that they teach according to the plan that they were engaged first to do, and no other extra engagements. But maybe with this, they are going to improve the system. That notwithstanding, the chunk of our budget for education between 2012 2016, almost 75% every single year has gone to paying teachers and other staff. So with salaries are taking the chunk of it. This will add to it anyway.
Yeah, and if you compare that to the national budget, I think it's about 90 to 95%, which is used to pay workers. So it's not just a sector specific question. It's generally a challenge we have in Ghana. But Malik, when will ROPA be operationalized?
Well, according to the court's order, the High Court's orders, in 12 months. And this is on the basis of an application which was granted by the High Court, and this application was brought by the Electoral Commission asking for extension of the deadline given by the court to operationalize the representation of the People's Amendment Law or the People's Amendment Act, which was passed in 2006. And since then, the law which is supposed to permit Ghanaians living abroad to vote in national elections in Ghana has not been operationalized. In December 2017, December 8 to be specific, Justice Anthony Yeboah ordered the Electoral Commission to, in 12 months, bring before Parliament regulations that will eventually operationalize the law. The Electoral Commission went back to court. In fact, the lawyer for the 5 persons who brought this case, asking that the law be operationalized, Samson Ladi Anyanini, went back to court seeking to cite the Electoral Commission for contempt. The Electoral Commission then went to court and said the reason it had not been able to operationalize the law was some leadership challenges. Therefore, they went to court with an application for extension so that they will implement the law. That application has been granted by Justice Nicholas Abodakpi, who awarded cost of 8,000 against the Electoral Commission. Of course, Samson Ladi Anyanini was asking for 20,000 Ghana cedis cost to be awarded against the EC for the tardy manner in which it has handled this matter. But the judge awarded 8,000 and gave the EC the extension of 12 months. The EC wanted 2020, by January 2020 to do this, but the court said no, we are giving you 12 months from now. Go and operationalize the law, allow Ghanaians living abroad to vote. It is a constitutional right to which they are entitled, and so you must make it possible for them to enjoy it.
Okay, so their court case is done, but someone doesn't want to stand trial at all.
This is ex-Net boss Ernest Thompson. Now, you know, when he was taken to court first, together with 2 others on other charges, including causing financial loss to the state, he filed that he should actually, the case against him should be dismissed, or in the alternative, details of the charges should be given him and his team to study and make representation. But on April 17, we know that the High Court dismissed his call for dismissal of his case at that particular stage. The only difficulty now is that he's filed, and of course, I mean, he's filed an appeal at the appeals court, insisting that the High Court erred in not dismissing the case against him. What is the case against him? Mr. Thompson and 3 other former management members of SNIT, including a businesswoman, and we've done this story here before, who runs the OBS system, have been accused of inflating that particular software and other structure, which is supposed to provide some relief to SNIT people, as in pensioners, from 34 million to 66, and sometimes even quoted at 72 million US dollars. This happened within the periods where we are told some change orders came in to upgrade the system into what is supposed to be. Of course, there are 29 charges in all. We know that the state has also filed so far 232 documents with some flash drives, which is intended to rely on for the trial. So, Mr. Thompson will indeed stand trial, at least if the High Court, if the Appeals Court will not actually come to his rescue.
Finally, Malik, a big boost in the rail sector.
Yes. The president has given approval for the release of some $230 million for the procurement of rolling stock to operate on the country's railway lines. And of course, this was announced by Railway Minister, our friend Joe Gatti, who said that when this money is released and they are expecting to place the orders for these rolling stock within the next 1 to 2 months, this will be the single largest procurement of rolling stock in the country by any government. And he says this is separate and distinct from road constructions that the government is engaged in. This will help boost transportation. We have a huge problem with traffic. So if these rolling stock come in and we start operationalizing some of the rail lines in the capital and elsewhere, other cities, it will help boost transportation and help grow the economy.
Okay. Some good news coming in there. We're going online now, and the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goyle. Good energy. Now make your day productive by relying on quality fuel from Goyle. Your 3-time CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year. Goyle Super XP and Diesel XP are additivated to enhance strong engine performance and prolong the lifespan of your vehicle. Above all, you are guaranteed extra quality with our fuel analyzer from our mobile laboratory van. Get your money's worth every day by buying fuel and lubricants from any of Goyle's over 360 service stations nationwide and experience good energy. Buy Goyle, grow Ghana. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, Yenara Yedia. Now go lights with Zenith Bank and have dinner on us at the plush African Regent Hotel. Now, isn't that exciting? To enjoy this offer, simply use any MasterCard to make a minimum purchase of 500 Ghana cedis on a Zenith Bank POS as the African Regent Hotel and be rewarded with a free dinner or a discount of 100 Ghana cedis on other meal options. Visit the African Regent Hotel today. Use any MasterCard on a Zenith Bank POS and have dinner on us. Go light with Zenith Bank, pay light. Zenith Bank in your best interest. We're going to go straight to myjoyonline.com now. Interesting headlines coming there. Rainstorm displaces over 200 students of Upon Memorial Senior High School. Let's go out to them. Now, Upon Memorial is at Kokofu in the Ashanti region. The rainstorm wreaked havoc on the boys' dormitory. Food insecurity among HIV-infected households threatens disease management. This is from a study conducted by the Ghana AIDS Commission in 4 regions in Ghana. He said 50% vulnerability of HIV-affected households to food insecurity is due to low-income statuses. AdomOnline.com. Oldest man dies at 115 years in the Ashanti region. Wow, that's definitely a funeral you want to wear white to and salute someone for a job well done. Opening Samuel Kweku Nyame alias Eja Sam. I wonder when the opening in Eja were added to his name.
It's interesting. Maybe it was Eja until he became opinion along the line. When he crossed 100, I mean, the Eja was no longer sufficing.
Yeah, like the Eja is not okay. Anyway, he has 22 children and 53 grandchildren. Wow. Okay. He's lived. The man has lived. BBC.com, our condolences to the family anyway. BBC.com has the South Africa election, which yesterday we had updates here on the show. Count underway in tough test for ANC. Expect more on that when the results come. Spurs in Champions League final after dramatic win. There are various reactions to that. The Game of Thrones language that 1.2 million people are learning. Valerian. Interesting. You want to know the meaning of Dracarys? You want to go on the BBC.com. Game of Thrones is like taking the whole world by storm. You know, it's been illegally translated to Iranian, and there's a whole Game of Thrones subculture in Iran. Yeah, amazing stuff that that series is doing. Anyway, it's nearly time for us to go. Raymond, why are you doing your face?
No, I'm not saying anything. You know, just that Galamsey operators, they are Chinese involved, right? Rosewood, they are Chinese involved. There are 2 fake Chinese who have been arrested in Jolu, and that's what the Daily Guide is reporting. I just wanted you to know.
2 fake Chinese? How?
Yes. See, they are not. They are doctors. They are not doctors. They are fake Chinese doctors. Yes. See, no. Their Chinese status is established. It is
so they are Chinese
doctors.
The fakeness, if I can use that expression,
is
the fact
about
that doctors.
Yes, and
so they are Chinese fake doctors.
So they have been operating some dentist institution in Jolu, and I'm sure many people have been going in and out of the place, but these were people who are not qualified at all.
What's the name of the institution?
Okay, the institution is Yuhao.
Please, so don't go to Yuhao again. We'll take these important messages. We'll be back.
Good energy powers the things that people do